All right, Tanisha, how are you this evening?
I am doing great, Chris. I am ready to talk about updating some
All right.
smartphones.
I will let you do that. I'm going to turn off my mic and camera, but I will be right here if you need me.
All right, we'll see you afterwards, Chris, for the Q&A. All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Tech Topics Updating Your Smartphone. So before we start things off, the reason why I decided to choose this topic was because it was something I was hearing over and over again in my personal life and in the libraries about how cumbersome software updates are. So I would hear all the time, like, I don't want to update my phone because then it's going to change how things look, and I don't like how they change everything when they update. And those are very valid concerns because it is frustrating if you update your phone, which is something you probably use all the time, and everything changes. But we are going to talk about today why it is important for you to update your smartphone, because it is something that needs to be done, and it's more of a security concern. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So as we like to do with our programs, I always like to start you off with a book or resource shout out. My resource shout out for today is LinkedIn Learning, one of my favorites, and a class I have for you, a quick online class I have for you is Cybersecurity Awareness, Building Your Cybersecurity Vocabulary. It's 57 minutes, and it's not directly involved with updating your smartphone, but as I said before, one of the major reasons why you want to update your smartphone is security. So if you want to learn a little bit more about cybersecurity and some of the vocabulary and some of the jargon that's used, that is a good class for you. There's a link there, hcplc.org research for access. So I definitely suggest you check that out. Of course, LinkedIn Learning is free with your library card. So let's jump right into our material today. So why should you update your smartphone? Security updates. I cannot emphasize that enough. So the longer that a piece of software is out, the longer people have time to learn how to hack it. And so this is a consistent problem amongst all types of devices, not just smartphones, but tablets, laptops, desktops. As long as it's out there, people are constantly trying to manipulate that software in order to get your information. So one of the most important functions of smartphone updates is security updates. So they push those out when there's a software update. And it's a patch for security gaps. You might have heard a couple of months ago, Apple had a major one where they were warning everybody, please update your phone. There's a major security breach on it. We need you to push out this update so that we can patch that breach. This is very important because a lot of us store so many important things on our phone. I know that somebody once asked me, what would you be more scared of losing, your wallet or your phone? And I said my phone, hands down, because wallets, yes, you have credit cards and things in there, but all of those things can be replaced. If I lose my smartphone, there's a lot of data and a lot of things that somebody can get a hold of that can get me into a lot of trouble. So along with security updates, most important, what else? It improves the performance of your device. So it's not only about security, it's also performance, because there's a lot of bug fixes that happen and a lot of things that aren't seen. And you know, the developers do test their software, but there's not a lot of things you see until like millions of people have it. So they're able to patch any performance bugs. They're able to make your device run a little bit better. Something else that I want to put up there, along with improving the performance of your device and security, just want to add this in here real quick, is that a lot of smartphone updates are also linked to the apps that you have in your phone. So for example, if Apple puts out a security update, then a lot of apps, or a smartphone update, then a lot of apps will follow with their own updates. So if you don't have the most up-to-date software, then that improves the performance of your apps as well. So that's not only just with the phone itself, but also the apps that you use. Another cool thing about smartphone updates is it introduces new features and functionality. So now we're getting into more of the fun stuff. So along with all this important stuff, you know, smartphones and, you know, all these companies, they want to make sure that you have the coolest features out there. So at a lot of times with these updates, they introduce new features and things that can make your experience with your smartphone really nice. So iOS 15 that just came out last month, a lot of cool updates that it had was an improved FaceTime. So they made FaceTime look a little bit more about more like Zoom or GoToWebinar, some of the virtual platforms that you might be already using, especially nowadays. They also included something called focus mode. So instead of it just being like do not disturb mode, you can set different you can control all of the different notifications you get. So like if you're in work mode, for example, you can make it so that you don't get text messages, you don't get notifications for text messages, really cool things like that. And improve the browser. So this one is a little bit, I'm using air quotes with the word controversial, because one of the big things with iOS 15 is they put the search bar for Safari, which is the browser for Apple, on the bottom. I personally didn't like that. I was vetoed by somebody else who said, oh no, that's great because now I can type it directly in there. So that was a little controversial, but it is an improvement to a lot of people. And something else that I want to mention is that updates should not only be performed on your smartphone, they should also be performed on any smart device that you have, any connected device that you have. So your tablets, if you have a smartwatch, if you have a smart thermostat. I just got one installed and that thing is like a spaceship. There's a lot of things with it that need to be updated. So just make sure that you're not only updating your phone, you're updating any device that's connected, because like I mentioned, for all of the reasons I just mentioned is why you want to make sure that you keep all of your smart devices updated. So let's get to the how. So updating your smartphone, some things to consider before you update. Make sure your phone can be updated. So if you have an older device, newer updates may not be able to be installed in them. And some people think it's to make you buy new devices, but a lot of these updates last for several years. So for example, I have a MacBook dating back to 2014 and I can still get the newest update. So that's a pretty long time. So make sure that that your smartphone can be updated, that you are able to update the newest software. If you aren't able to, you may want to consider buying an updated device. Backup and delete unwanted files. So a lot of these updates, especially the big ones, take up a lot of storage space. So just make sure that you back up your files, you delete files and apps that you don't want. Make sure that you have enough space on your device to update it. Make sure your phone is fully charged or on the charger. I know with Apple devices, if there's not enough charge, if there's not enough battery life, it'll prompt you to put it on the charger before it even allows you to do the update. And also make sure you download the update on Wi-Fi. I know a lot of us out there do have unlimited data plans, but it does take up a lot of data if you are downloading the update on your cellular network. So it's just easier to do it on Wi-Fi. I know some devices make you do it on Wi-Fi anyway. So I've also included instructions here on how to update in Android. So these are the two most common operating systems. I have included instructions here on how to update the device. It's pretty simple. You go to settings for Android and about Android and Apple. It differs a little bit from there, but it does make it, all devices make it pretty easy to update your phones. Something else, and I put it on the bottom here, you might want to consider is selecting the automatic update version on your phone. This ensures that those updates are constantly being pushed out, not constantly, are always pushed out to you. So I know I mentioned in some of my other programs, Tech Topics, that I am definitely an Apple girl. I know with mine, when there's a new update, it'll prompt me. I'll get a little notification on my phone that says, hey, the newest update is available. Do you want to install it tonight, overnight? To me, that's the easiest one because I can say yes. I put my phone on the charger every night before I go to bed. And so while I'm sleeping, my phone's getting updated. Super duper simple. And so this just makes it so it's set and forget. So you can just have it already updating. You don't have to worry about it. It's there. So let me make sure I got everything I did. That is what I have for updating your smartphone. I am going to invite Chris back on camera for the Q&A portion. And of course, if you have any questions, if you're on a desktop or a laptop, question section of the control panel, if you're on a tablet, just go ahead and tap on that little people icon.
That's right, what she said. If you want to ask questions, now's the time. We don't have any at the moment, but we'll give them a little bit of time here. And I guess we can talk about the contact information here. If you want to contact the library, you can go online at hcplc.org/contact. Also on our website, there's our calendar of events. There's a Tech Topics landing page, as you see, hcplc.org/tech topics. And next week on November 10th, same time, we'll have the tech topics, and the topic is what is consumer tech. All right. Well, it looks like we're not getting any questions tonight, Tanisha, so we can wrap things up. That was a great presentation.
Yes, thank you very much, Chris. We sure can. And of course, we will be posting this video to our YouTube channel, so you can go back and review it and share with everybody you know. Next week, we'll be doing consumer tech. We're getting close to the holiday season. So we're going to talk a little bit about those techy things that are out there, some of the some things that people may want, a little bit about the history of consumer tech. So we'll be covering that, and that'll be next week.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Tanisha. And everyone, have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.